Imagine making a terrible choice and never knowing it wasn't really you. One missing mineral can quietly turn clear thinking into stress, hesitation, and impulse. Not enough to send you to the hospital, just enough to make your brain feel normal while your decisions slowly start getting worse every day. It never starts with a big mistake. Most people think a bad decision comes from bad character. We say things like, I was careless, I was lazy, I was emotional, I was weak. But the body does not always fail in a loud way. Sometimes it fails in a quiet way first. It shows up when you snap at someone you love, buy something you do not need, forget something simple, or say yes to pressure just because your brain feels too tired to think it through. That is what makes low magnesium so sneaky. When it does not walk into your life wearing a warning sign. It slips in through stress, poor sleep, ultra-processed food, too much caffeine, stomach problems, some medicines, or just weeks of being too busy to care for yourself. Then one day your brain feels noisy, not broken, just noisy. And that noise can change how you decide. Think about your day. You wake up tired, skip breakfast, rush out, grab coffee, answer messages, handle school or work, deal with traffic, and try to stay polite even when your body's begging for a pause. By afternoon, little choices start feeling bigger than they should. What should I eat? Should I text back now? Should I finish this or rest? Do I really want this or do I just want relief? When your brain is under pressure, decision-making gets weaker. Low magnesium can make that pressure worse. What your brain needs a break, magnesium is one of the minerals your body uses in hundreds of important jobs. It helps nerves send signals, muscles relax, energy get made, and sleep settle down. But one of its most important jobs is in the brain. You can think of magnesium like a brake pedal for brain activity. Your brain cells use chemical signals to fire messages back and forth. That is how you focus, react, remember, and make choices. But if those signals get too intense, the brain can shift into a stressed, overactive state. Magnesium helps keep that from happening. It helps control calcium movement and helps calm certain brain receptors so your mind does not stay stuck in overdrive. When magnesium runs low, the brake gets weaker. That does not mean you become a different person overnight. It means your thoughts may feel more jumpy. Stress may hit harder. You may react before you reflect. You may struggle to weigh long-term results because your brain is busy trying to survive the moment. That matters because good decisions usually need one simple thing: a pause, a tiny gap between feeling and action. Magnesium helps support that gap. Low magnesium can make that gap smaller. Why stress and low magnesium feed each other? Here is the ugly part. Stress can lower magnesium, and low magnesium can make stress feel stronger. So the cycle keeps feeding itself. When you are stressed, your body releases hormones that prepare you to fight, run, or stay alert. That sounds helpful, but if stress becomes your normal state, your body starts burning through resources faster. Research has linked magnesium deficiency with anxiety, low mood, and a brain that stays too excited for too long. In simple words, your system gets stuck in a state where calm takes more effort. Now think about decision-making inside that state. Imagine two versions of the same person. One feels rested, steady, and patient. The other feels wired, foggy, and on edge. Which version is more likely to scroll instead of sleep, argue instead of listen, or choose sugar, energy drinks, and quick comfort over what really helps? This is why low magnesium can change your choices without you noticing. It does not only affect knowledge, it affects how the body feels while trying to use that knowledge. You may know the right thing and still not do it because your brain is too overloaded to choose it. That gap between knowing and doing is where a lot of people live. The hidden signs people miss. Most people do not hear low magnesium and think, maybe that is me. They think of something dramatic, but the signs can look normal at first: trouble sleeping, muscle cramps, eye twitching, headaches, feeling tired but unable to fully relax, feeling stressed for no clear reason, brain fog, feeling emotionally thin, like one more problem will push you over the edge. Now add choices to those symptoms. Poor sleep can make you impulsive. Brain fog can make simple tasks feel heavy. Anxiety can make you avoid important decisions until the last second. Fatigue can make you choose what feels easy instead of what is wise. In real life, this can look like missed deadlines, random online shopping, quitting too soon, eating in a way that leaves you feeling worse, or trusting the loudest opinion in the room because thinking for yourself feels too hard. None of that means magnesium is the only reason. Decision-making is affected by sleep, hunger, stress, mental health, hormones, and environment too. But magnesium sits right in the middle of many of those systems. That is why it matters so much. It is not the whole story, but it can be an invisible chapter people forget to read. What the research suggests, scientists are still learning exactly how magnesium shapes thinking and brain health, but the pattern is hard to ignore. Reviews have linked low magnesium with neuroinflammation, higher stress response, memory problems, and poorer cognitive health. One large study highlighted by Harvard found that people who got more magnesium through food had larger brain volumes later in life, with especially strong effects in women. That does not mean magnesium turns you into a genius. It means the brain seems to do better when this basic support is not missing. And when the brain works better, decisions usually improve too. You remember more, you pause more, you tolerate frustration better. You do not chase every impulse as if it were an emergency. In other words, better decisions are not always about trying harder. Sometimes they begin with giving the brain what it has been quietly asking for all along. How to support a clearer mind. So what do you actually do with this? First, do not panic and do not turn this into another extreme health trend. Start simple. Look at the basics. Are you living on refined snacks, takeout, soda, and coffee? Are you sleeping badly? Are you stressed all the time? Are you dealing with stomach issues or taking medicines that may affect mineral levels? Then look at food. Magnesium-rich foods are not exotic. Pumpkin seeds, almonds, peanuts, beans, spinach, whole grains, dark leafy greens, and legumes can all help. A lot of the foods people eat when life gets chaotic are low in magnesium, while many calm, steady foods are richer in it. That is not magic. That is biology. Also pay attention to the full picture. If you want better decisions, do not only ask, what is wrong with my willpower? Ask, what state is my brain in when I am trying to use that willpower? A calm, nourished brain makes different choices than a stressed, depleted one. And maybe that is the most human part of this whole story. Sometimes the problem is not that you are failing at life. Sometimes your body is asking for help in a language you were never taught to hear. And once you finally hear it, your next good decision becomes much easier to make. When better choices start to return, one of the first things people notice when they support their body better is not some dramatic movie moment. It is something smaller. They pause before replying. They do not feel as pulled toward junk comfort. They can sit with a hard task a little longer. They feel less scattered when plans change. That is what clearer decision-making often looks like in real life. It looks like finishing what matters before chasing what is urgent. It looks like saying no without guilt and yes without panic. It looks like walking away from the 10th useless scroll and finally going to bed. It looks like hearing your own thoughts without every small stress shouting over them. And that is why this topic matters beyond nutrition. We talk so much about self-control, discipline, and mindset. But sometimes those words hide a basic truth. The brain is still an organ. It needs rest, minerals, steady fuel, and support. If you keep asking a drained brain to act like a powerful one, you may end up blaming yourself for a problem that started in the body. Sometimes a stronger mind does not begin with motivation. Sometimes it begins with rebuilding what stress slowly stole. Before you blame yourself for every wrong turn, it is worth asking whether your brain had the support it needed in that moment. Not every poor decision comes from weakness. Sometimes it comes from depletion. When your body lacks key nutrients like magnesium, your ability to stay calm, think clearly, and pause under pressure quietly drops. Over time, this can shape patterns you start to believe are personality traits instead of temporary states. The good news is that small changes in how you care for your body can slowly rebuild that clarity, helping you trust your thinking again without forcing it. So if your mind has felt off lately, maybe the problem isn't that you're lazy or bad at choosing. Maybe your brain is missing support. If this made you think, drop a comment, share it with someone always running on empty, and hit like and subscribe for more stories your body's been trying to tell you.